How was your summer?
It was solid. It was not long enough, but I guess that's not a bad thing.
What was the highlight of your summer?
Highlight of my summer. I don't know. That's a great question. Had some fun vacation. I got to really just spend all summer with the kids, so that was probably the best part. But we're just talking about summer. Damn, we mess up the mood already. All right, go on. Yeah, let's do it.
You guys made a big change, and expectations just feel really high.
Mm.
Kind of, what do you think of that?
Yeah, obviously, I love Tibbs. I'm always going to have love for Tibbs for, the things that he helped me with and putting me in a position to be successful, to be paid. So, always got love for him, and I hope he's doing well right now. But, obviously we have Mike, and we're extremely excited about what he brings to the table offensively and defensively. And obviously it's going to be a little bit of a filling out process, but we're excited. We're excited with what this team has, what this team can be. But, now it's about gelling.
Jalen obviously play with different spots. How do you think if the plan is to get more off the ball, certainly earlier in the game, how do you think they'll play that with kind of like Steph Curry, catch and shoot?
Yeah, I mean, I think the beauty of what we already kind of talked about with Mike, and that is obviously getting him off the ball and getting other guys involved a little bit more and finding areas where guys can be at their best. And I think you do that, you allow Jalen freedom to, sometimes play catch and shoot and, not have to bring the ball up all the time and kind of get beat up in that kind of way. So, what we've got so far from the offense is going to be very collaborative. Everyone's going to be able to make plays, to read, to react. And when you do that, everyone's happy. Everyone's in a position to be successful and, have good energy.
You started the season, obviously the starter and playoffs. Where do you see yourself going into the season? Do you feel like you're a starter on the season?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't start, I'll probably ask for a trade and go somewhere else. But no, I mean, I had a best year of my career last year. But that's in the past. I think I'm a starter in the league. I think I deserve to be a starter in the league. But at the end of the day, it's what's best for the team. And last year I talked about sacrifice the whole time and kind of being that servant mentality and being a good steward of my gifts and those kind of things. So I think it would be extremely selfish for me to go out there and demand a start and all that kind of thing. So, whatever Mike wants to do or doesn't want to do, I'm cool with. And, time will tell what that is. But, I'm gonna figure it out how I have to figure it out.
You got a finger procedure over the summer. Is that a major setback for you? Were you out sideline for a little bit?
Yeah, I was out for a little while and some other stuff. So I'm just trying to get used to it, and then get through the season with it. No, I mean it's just don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, obviously, got a procedure on it, and then kind of re-aggravated it, somewhat recently. So, probably just rock out with a splint this season and, try to fix it again next summer.
When Mike talks about when you play faster, that's obviously a huge part of your game. I know there were points in the last few seasons when you felt like the offense was getting, for whatever reason that night, you're like, I gotta push more. How is your approach, I guess, changed now, or how's it affected now, and kind of the goal is to play faster pace team-wide? Like, are you taking that responsibility? Do you bring in your possession?
No, not really. I think playing fast is going to help us, help us get to another level. when you got guys like McKell and OG who can play very good off the catch, and getting them into transition and getting them in position where they can attack the basket and play make. And then you got guys obviously like Deuce who can attack the rim and knock down shots. It causes the defense to collapse. It gives Jalen and Cat more space. So the ability to play fast is going to help us a lot. And when you do that, the ball is moving, everyone's happy. Energy is the ball finds energy. And we do that. Obviously, that trickles into all other aspects, making sure defensively we're there and communicating and those kind of things. So I think it's going to help a lot.
Do you expect that splint to cause any limitations for you or anything? Or are you still figuring that?
I hope not. I'm still trying to figure it out. Me personally, I hate playing with anything on my hands. I feel like I don't have a good feel for it. So it might take a little getting used to, but that's the best scenario for me right now. And I want to be out there with these guys. I'm gonna do everything I can do to be out there with these guys.
Is it off the table that you will get surgery sooner or to correct it?
No, I mean, I think Derek's probably already ready to strangle me right now. I mean, it's something that's, a lot of people have it. I don't think about it too much. I just try to go out there and play how I play. And if I can't play how I play and be aggressive and kind of, have that toughness mentality that I normally play with, and then I gotta figure out something a different path. But right now, the full expectation is just go out there, hoop, this season and help this team be successful. And then at the end of the year, when I got some downtime and now I actually kind of know what's wrong instead of last year just kind of thinking it was one thing and then taking a break and then getting back into basketball and realizing it was worse than I thought. So with that being said, yeah, I'll be good.
Hey Josh, back to the summer fun for a second.
Thank you. Sheesh.
Have you played that fade black?
I couldn't play with my finger, but no, I didn't. I was in the Hamptons quite a bit this off season. I was kind of bummed because I couldn't really golf, but I never played Bethpage. I was looking forward to going to the Ryder Cup this week. Obviously, us going to Abu Dhabi and starting a week early kind of put a wrench into those plans. But I wish one day.
People could say it's going to be just bigger this one because it's New York.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been around the world, you've played. What is so different about New York that this is going to seem like such a huge event and they played it everywhere else? Yeah,
honestly, I just think it's the passion that New York has for sports. Everything is heightened. Everything's better here. With all due respect to other places that I played, it's just, New York, it's the Mecca. And when you have people that really wear their heart on their sleeves and they go out there and they're really passionate about, sporting events, their teams, they come to show love, and that energy is what makes you, feel that difference. It's just, everything's better in New York.
Last one.
Josh, how different do you expect things to look on the court in terms of X and O schematics this season under Mike than what you guys have been accustomed to in the previous?
I don't really know, honestly. I think we're gonna have to figure it out. Obviously, we're going to be playing faster. It's going to be a different style. Whenever you have, this is like my seventh coach or whatever it is. So I'm kind of used to the change a little bit. But whenever you have a change of coaching style, you got to get used to that style. You got to get used to hearing a different voice and adapting to that. And I think when we kind of get a feel for from Mike and his system. We're really going to enjoy it and really embrace it, and I think everybody will be bought in. But it's going to take a second to kind of figure out everything, figure out where he wants guys to be, where he wants to attack his principles. I think, like I said, once we fully understand that and embrace it, we'll be good.